Briggs and Stratton pressure washer. It's 8.75 horsepower motor, 190 cc. It's the newer style of engine. I would assume that it's missing a cover right here. It looks like there's something just not there. Maybe it's not. I'm not really sure. I have to look up the cover. But from my memory, I think there was something there. The problem with this is there's no spark. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to take it off. And surprisingly, this is a new enough motor. I've never really had to take off the top of it before. So this is going to be a learning experience for both of us. I'm assuming because Briggs and Stratton are outsourcing a lot of their work, this is going to be in millimeters? I don't know, 5/16. Okay. I think the person that I got this from might have tried to fix it themselves because one of these top nuts are missing. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take a little time and take the hose off and everything. That's a pretty good hose. Everything seems to be pretty good on it. I'm not a fan of this blue style of hose. I don't know, whoever it screws onto, whatever that's called. It's just really hard to get to. I'm more of a person that likes to have a side-mounted pressure washer. Fortunately, I have one that's like this, but that's why I have a quick connect, because a quick connect for a taller person is a lifesaver. Save your back, just connect it, boom, done. Okay, enough of that. Go ahead and clean this up, get some tools ready. We're going to investigate. Okay, here we are. So, if you hear a lot of noise in the background, that is a neighbor of mine. He is grinding a variety of tree stumps. There we go. So, what I have going on here is I just took the cover off. It just came off after the bolts, and now I have full access to the flywheel. I took the plug out already because I want to be able to spin this over with a drill, and unless you have a pretty powerful drill, you'll not be able to. So, what we're going to do first is we're just going to verify no spark. And that's what I had yesterday, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same, but let's just see what we have. So you just put on anything metal. I like putting on the exhaust and the spin motor, making sure the switch right here is on. And you should just see the spark. There's definitely spark. So that's odd. Maybe the person that gave it to me was wrong. They actually do have spark. I did try to put a little fuel down the intake just to verify if it was having issues, and it definitely was not starting. So put this plug back in. You know what? I'm not going to do that. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to check the compression, because I put fuel in there, nothing. There's obviously spark. The other thing would be compression. So let me get my compression tester out and we'll see what we have. Okay, so I have the compression tester connected. In a previous video I did with the Honda, I used and I explained why I'm not really too much of a fan. I just want to elaborate on that a little bit now here. One, just the design of it. This is the only one I found that I wouldn't want to spend like $100 on. But it has this tube that has to compress as well. So that's going to throw your numbers off a little bit. The device itself, who knows about the calibration. It's supposed to be calibrated correctly. But that's just the device's problems. The other problem is these newer engines will have a compression release to make it easier to pull. So the numbers that you see very well could just be not accurate just because of that release. So that's why I still use this, but I don't use it a lot. And when I do use this, it's usually dry. There is a wet compression test. You put oil down the cylinder, use that to see if there's a pretty significant wear on the piston rings. The oil will coat it, and if you get a higher compression amount that's significantly higher, you know that you're probably dealing with some worn out rings. Anyway, just wanted to go over that because I think I was a little brief before. So let's give it a pull and see what we have. It says about 80. That's not too good. I would want to see at least 190 at the very, very least. So, a couple things I'm going to be checking. I want to see if this plastic guard can just come off. That would be convenient. I think so. I can really immediately tell how it comes off. Maybe it's on the bottom. Maybe it just snaps off. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's being held on by feet too. Okay. I think for the ease of it, I'm going to take off this plastic guard. Might not even put it on there. It looks, in my opinion, better without it. I guess it's a scratch guard or whatnot. It also holds the handle here, but then there's no attachment on the handle. Odd. Okay, well, I'm going to check the valves and see what we have going on there. So, I had kind of an idea. This is the plug that was in there. It's brand new. And that was the one I was testing it with. I want to put it back in. This might be a bad idea considering these are not the easiest to take in and out. As you can see me struggle with it. I should have done it before. I'll do this off camera. Okay, so I got the plug in, and I wanted to just recreate what happened, because when I got it, the plug is actually this one, I think, when remembering. I mean, it will fit, don't get me wrong, but I don't know anything about it. So what I'm going to do is, I just want to try it again and see if I can replicate it. When I got it, there's no fuel in there, so I put a little fuel. I'm thinking maybe it was just fouled, because when looking at it, when I saw it, it was a little dry, a little wet, but I didn't think it was enough to foul it. So just doing a brief check on it, just when I first got it and making sure it's okay, I found that. So anyway, point being is I'm just going to try it anyway. You can run it without water in it for a short amount of time. That's not going to be a problem. You're not going to really damage too much that you wouldn't damage just by running it normally. But you don't want to run it forever, obviously. More damage you do to it just by letting it, not when there's water going through there, not actually releasing the pressure. That's the part that damages it. There's also that screw that's missing. Let me find another one, I'll bring you guys back. Okay, got that on there. So let's go ahead and pull it. It's on. The choke is on. I did have to bend the choke lever a little bit because it wasn't activating, so hopefully that won't come back to bite us, but let's give it a try. Oh. You know what I think happens? happened. Either the intake valve is not shutting all the way, or the timing's off. Hopefully you can see this. This camera doesn't like to be close up or far away either. This is the key, but if we come over here, this is the slot it's supposed to go in. So, that's odd. I've never seen that happen on a pressure washer before. I guess it can, obviously. So what is that? That's like here to here. That's like a good 150 degrees off. No wonder it wasn't working. So I'm going to put you back in the stand. We're going to take this off and take off, well, that was easy enough. We're going to take off the flywheel. And when the keys are sheared like this, taking the flywheel off is not going to be easy. Almost always it's going to be a giant pain. But the first step is going to be to put this bolt back on, because we're probably going to have to hit it with a hammer, and be right back. So, let's take this off. Something with some authority. I think this should be authoritative enough. So, this is kind of the hard part. You need to find a place to press up. It's not going to damage anything. Pretty good at picking up the motor. And give it a whack. That's good. I only took one. They're old or really bad. You could hammer on that thing for years. There is a puller I have that Briggs and Stratton makes. At least I would use for this one. But I just don't want to. Oh yeah. That's the key. Everything else seems to be pretty normal. It's rusty, but it's not bad. Let's take a pick. Try to pick out the other piece. Where'd it go? There we go. Of course, it falls into place. You need a pair of pliers to get it. And there we have it. The other half of it, well, other quarter of it. So, what we're going to do is get another key. I see flywheel keys broken on lawnmowers all the time because when someone hits like a rock or a stump or something, it's kind of designed there to help protect the engine. But on pressure washers, I don't. It kind of has me concerned about a pump. So let's go ahead and put this back on. Push that down. Put the key in. You could put the key in first and then press down the flywheel next, but it's just a lot easier this way. These keys are made of aluminum too, so they're designed to break for that exact reason, to prevent damage to the engine. That should be on pretty tight too. Baby calls. Okay, so I realized that I can't put this on without this. It just fits in there. It has a little guide. So and this is important to have because this is an air-cooled engine. These are little fans to help cool it. If you don't have that, you run the potential of it becoming too hot. So make sure to always have that. So the next thing we need to do is check this spacing. We'll probably even redo the spacing on the coil. So whenever you take this off, this is probably going to be changing as well. So let's see what size this is. I'm assuming it's going to be some type of millimeter. Let's see. Also, maybe that will work. This is the problem with stuff being metric and stuff not being metric. So, 11. Here's a 12. We have a winner. Okay. 12 millimeter. So now we have 2 bolts that are millimeters and one, and of course it's deep. Too deep for mine. One. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to do this. So what I'm trying to do, this does not want to come off. It's like it's stuck. Is it stuck? Huh. Let me check this real quick. Okay, so I found out there's something weird going on. So I'm just going to take a deep socket. We don't need to take it out all the way, so with the magnet away, the magnet's right here. Shove in something that's approximately 10 thousandths of an inch. Usually like a business card, or in this case a couple pieces of folded paper. According to the caliper, this is actually a little bit wider. 1 thousandths of an inch, so it's like 11 thousandths. There we are. So now we can put this, let's double check everything while we're here. That looks good. That looks good. I don't know what that's going on. This looks good. It's going to be kind of troublesome to put on, but just make sure all the guides are in the right spots. And you can move this however you want. I just like it because the Briggs logo is going to be facing, but you can put it right here, you can put it right here, whatever you want to do. Now, you don't need to see this, just put the bolts back on that, and then we put it down, and we're going to try it out one more time. Okay, so as you can tell, we have a plethora of tools. What we do need to do is put in the spark plug again, because that was always fun before. take our tool here. And yeah, I think it should be pretty good to go. It's raining right now, otherwise I would be testing it outside. But let's at least see what we have. Very nice. Like I said, it doesn't have an air filter, so I don't want to run it too long. And it's a pressure washer pump. I don't want to run it too long to dry. So let me plug everything back in. We'll try a little bit of a... Well, I'm going to try it outside to test the pump, and then we'll see what we have going on. Yeah, might as well be right back. Okay, so I turned this on and I realized I forgot to push record, and then I noticed when I was doing that though, that the pressure on this was way too high. I think someone messed with the valve, the unloader valve. So what I did is I loosened this nut, and then with what is this piece? What is? Let's see if it says on here. This is a T15 head or bit. I unscrewed just a little bit more. I mean, I already did it, so I'm not going to do any more than I just did. But now I'm going to tighten this bolt. That's the way it holds it in place. So what that does is if you run that into too much, it will increase the pressure, yes, but it could potentially damage your pump. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit, and then when I'm done, I'm going to bring you guys back. But it looks like everything is pretty decent. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. After a few attempts, I think it's pretty good. Go ahead and show you everyone. Before it was smoking pretty bad, but there's a lot of oil in the exhaust. That seems to be cleared up by now. So let me go ahead and show you what's going on. Okay, well, looks pretty good. I am going to be ordering a new air filter. Little side piece that's missing, and also the wand apparently is leaking. I don't think I have the right gaskets. I'm going to go ahead and order a pair of those. Other than that, this should be a pretty good little machine. The smoking you see right now, if you can, it's actually raining a little bit, so hot water's touching the muffler and evaporating. Okay, well, if you have any questions, definitely mention them below. Concerns, mention them below. And definitely like, subscribe, and keep on watching. I will see everyone later.